Honestly, the reason that I've been liking Forex a little more is just because, or not even more, but I've been like entertaining it more than usual, is because I noticed that a lot of times it'll give the same exact setups that I trade with indices, but they'll be just a little bit higher risk to reward. Not always, but I'm definitely going to start watching it more and, kind of just keep that in mind and keep it in the background. I added a couple more pairs to my watch list: Euro dollar, pound dollar, dollar CAD, GBP or JPY, USD, CHF. Those are the main ones I want to watch. Yeah. Yeah. It is really clean, to be honest. So, really, this week, I think we're due for some retracement. And if we get it early enough in the week, it could be a fickle week because it is a holiday here in the States. For those that are not in the States that are watching this, just be aware that this Thursday is probably the second biggest holiday of the year here. I'd say second or third. It's Thanksgiving, 4th of July, Christmas. But super big holiday on Thursday, and everything's going to be dying down, I think, for those days. As far as for equities and Forex with dollar pairs, it might be a little weird. I mean, of course, there's the London and Asian markets, but and European markets. But as far as for the stock market, I think that it's going to be a choppy week, but I am looking for retracement. I tweeted up a couple things yesterday or on Saturday. Maybe some of it was yesterday. I'll start with DXY and go over what I see here. Now, I said this before when I was down here. I said we are drying up into. I like this imbalance here. Now there is some kind of order blocks down here in the lower time frame. If we look at this zone that is right at a equilibrium that we are trading into, I still want to see that 108.44 just because it is on the daily chart the first level that I really see that's in a premium of this little impulse swing. And notice I just drew the fib from this swing high to the most recent swing low. Now, the reason I did that was because whenever we're talking about dealing ranges and for a day trader, a little bit more of an immediate bias, we don't always have to use the entire swing structure because we understand where we're at as far as external structure goes. So for external structure, we're definitely at a discount, right, of a pretty bullish range. Now, you guys know that I like to do things kind of by stepping stones. And I'm not going to say, okay, well, we're going to be bearish all the way till we take this high. I'm not going to say that because we are at some pretty key monthly levels on DXY. If we look, we are traded into this fair value gap that is at optimal trade entry of basically the entire monthly range we're in. A little deeper OTE, and we took this liquidity. So, who knows? I'm not saying we're going to reverse. We also traded into this monthly order block. If you look at that. Now, again, I'm not one to try to foresee the future, but I do see the possibility that we do go lower. But we are still in a bullish range of the daily. So we're at a discount. We traded into this weekly order block right here. Nice reaction off of it. So the daily forms a swing low in the weekly order block. We're in a discount of the external range, and we're in a discount of the recent impulse range. So very clean, free setup telling you this is probably going to go up. So whenever you have setups like this, you can be confident in them. Sure, you may end up being wrong. That's okay. But that's why I put out. I'll go ahead and just show where we were at whenever I was tweeting these, because I saw a lot of this in the weekend. So I said, look like the dollar is going to get some relief this upcoming week. I like the daily imbalance. That was when you're lower. You see the chart now, obvious expansion of the upside. And DXY, for those of you who don't know what this is just the chart of the dollar strength index. Very helpful if you trade literally anything in the world. And it's extremely directly beneficial if you trade stocks, Forex pairs with USD in the name, or crypto. Crypto is kind of weird with it. Sometimes crypto just does its own thing. But big push up on DXY. So whenever we're looking at that bullish TA on DXY, that means we would look for some bearish price action on, or I said that completely backwards. If we're seeing, no, I didn't. Bullish DXY, bearish anything that has USD at the end. So I tweeted about euro dollar as well. said that we're going to be seeking back down. I like this imbalance, but really I think we could go a little lower. You guys know that I'm about stepping stones, but I do like this order block overall as a draw. Now, we got up. We're getting to this point where that's really close to parity, that one big figure. So keep that in mind. There's that order block. There's going to be a lot of defense attempted there. Could also be a lot higher of liquidity, so we might see it ran, but I think that we're drawing downwards. That's the moral of the story. We don't have to foresee the future and say we're going to get a 1 minute choach on Tuesday of next week and it's going to do this here. We don't have to know that. We just got to know where is price likely to draw, which I think is down right now. So talked about that on Twitter as well. Obviously, that played out pretty easily. And I just want to really, accentuate that whenever we have those clear, telltale signs that the markets are going to do something, you have to be confident in them and execute. So I wasn't even going to trade this morning. I was going to just trade Tuesday and Wednesday this week. And I ended up trading this morning, but I'm glad I did. And we'll go over this dollar Swissy. This is another chart. So if we look at this chart, very clean price action, rapid expansion down in the dollar against the Swissy. And we took out this old low. So we know that whenever we take an old low out and we're in a discount, we know that we're oftentimes going to reverse. Now, how do we kind of complement that bias? Well, we have formed a swing low and price is already showing a desire to move up. So if we draw this entire range all the way up here, we could move a lot higher. Now, if we want to be a little more immediate, we draw it right here. Now, so this is why I like this imbalance right here, is because it's an optimal trade entry of the impulse move. Now, we could move up higher, and there's a breaker if you do the impulse of the OTE of the entire swing. But again, I'm all about stepping stones and kind of one thing at a time, and you don't want to force something and then end up, shooting for the stars and missing out on good opportunities because you were trying to hold out for that home run. So we have a weekly unbalanced price range. I know I put BPR. It's not a balanced price range yet. It will be once price trades above this 966. So we have that imbalance right there, you see, and then another imbalance. On the daily, optimal trade entry of this impulse move down lines up with the discount of this daily imbalance. So this zone right here is a good draw. So, when I got on my desk this morning, I said, okay, well, I think we're drawing up. So if we're drawing up, what are we going to look for in our trades? We're just going to look for a push to the downside in order to push that false narrative and, so to speak, trick traders onto the wrong side of the market. So we know that coming into this morning during the London kill zone, we had this expansion up, right? So then what do we form? Sell side liquidity, resting on these equal lows, front running, optimal trade entry, imbalance. It's fucking free as fuck. Like, this is bread and butter. This is if you want to teach somebody, power of three or optimal trade entries of the New York retracement. I mean, this is literally as perfect as it gets. Not the craziest risk to reward, but we see as we tap our zone, we wait for that sweep. Price gave us the sweep. We're in an optimal trade entry, and we confirmed that this was indeed a liquidity raid by a shift in structure. So displaced on the upside, formed a tiny fair value gap between these two candles, and this other next down candle barely wicked into it. Now, I just marketed this as soon as we were here, as soon as price came back down a little bit, just because that's my style. It's literally like 1 pip or less than it was less than a pip away from the limit. I'm not going to set a limit for that. I'm just going to market it. Now, why did I target this? I think it could go higher, but I just targeted this high for running this order block just because if I draw it on the body, you can see we reacted nicely and we hadn't tapped into that body. So that is a likely area where I think we could see some retracement. I don't think that just because this daily chart is, overall bullish, that doesn't mean we can't have any downside. If we look at the 1 hour, we definitely have some room to maybe retrace down into this order block, maybe into this order block, and kind of put that false narrative early on in the week, because with the weekly power of three, it's just like the daily power of three. If we think we're going to have a bullish move up this week, then sometimes you will see on Monday manipulation. Sometimes on Tuesday, you will see manipulation. Now, what does that mean? Well, if your week is bullish, manipulation would be bearish price action. So you got to keep that in mind. Even though you have that bullish bias, that you don't want to just shoot for the stars. I'm not just going to long every long and try to swing for the home run, because what happens then is you end up getting in a trade and it goes 4 or 5R, and then you end up just getting stopped out at break even after taking 20%, or maybe you get stopped out for a loss. And I've learned in my time trading that it's better to kind of snag that money while it's there. Don't sell yourself short. There's a fine line between correctly taking profits, swinging for the moon, and then also taking profits too early. So you just got to be realistic. And if 2 to 3 are in a couple minutes or a day, that's totally fine with me. So again, the bias was the daily bias. We had a optimal trade entry, fair value gap. Price swept liquidity into it, and then we got the sweep right there. Now, why did we not want to long right here? Well, we hadn't had that displacement sweep. Now, yes, this right here can be mistaken as that. We push into it and sweep, expand, but we don't want to long just into this fair value gap. Now, I guess maybe if you longed right here and took profits at this gap, it might have been, I don't know, if you perfectly timed the trigger right and did all this, and you've got to. That's not enough for me. So you don't want to long whenever you have that massive displacement down, because that's going to get traded into, and then we're going to come down and take out those early longs. This is where you want to trade, because now we've built up that short interest. So hopefully that helps. Going to indices. Now, why did I put on Twitter that we'd be looking for a move to the downside in this order block? Where's good old? That's GBP. I think I did it after that one. Yes. Yeah. So I was talking about looking for downside into this order block right here. You can see that we formed this swing high. I'm just giving you guys this so you can see that, for one, I'm not just saying this after it happened, and for two, why I said it looking at this. So at this point, we had formed a swing high inside that daily price, or daily now balanced price range that we had talked about since we are down in this range. We talked about this being a target, right? So after we get up into that area and we form that swing high, we get the 1 hour starting to shift down. We're in a bearish order block on the weekly. It's a lot of confluence that says, hey, we might retrace. Now, overall, I think we're still going to see upside, right? I think we're still going to go up higher. Now, for NASDAQ, I'm not really super sure, just because the current state of the economy, tech stocks historically are weak. So, we may not see that for NASDAQ. I know a lot of people are looking for the same stuff, and I kind of was too, but I'm trying to look at it mainly from a technical analysis standpoint, but also you have to take into account certain fundamental aspects of the stock market. I mean, some may disagree with me. That's just my opinion. Now, the reason I picked this order block and not the beginning of this imbalance is because if we look, we have this optimal trade entry right here. Now, if we draw this imbalance right here, yes, we did move into it. And I may be wrong. This all could be wrong. I cannot tell the future for sure, but I don't like how he didn't come to that discount pricing, which is that black level right there. So you guys know, especially if you've been in the private class in the Discord, the way I use the 1 hour, I try to use like a daily chart. So if I have an external bullish structure in the 1 hour, which I'm trading as a daily, and price has shown desire to move down in a premium, then I'm going to look for discount pricing. Price is going to move from internal liquidity to external liquidity, and then back to a fair market value. Nice to see you too, Alicio. Appreciate it, man. So at that point, I think a lot of people are looking to buy right now, and a lot of that is going to end up being liquidity, right? So I think that we're going to draw down to these lows right here. This is really the first point I would be watching. And again, it's stepping stones. Now, overall, I think the draw is this order block, just using daily levels. Right now, if I go to a 1 hour, or let's go to a 4 hour. I don't really use this chart too much. Sorry. We have a massive imbalance starting right at this, just under discount pricing. So I still think that we will draw a little lower, because we already came up, we took liquidity over here, and then we got that initial push. So after we take the old highs, usually we'll see this beginning of the manipulation. So we see push up, a little drive up, and then we get that big push up. A lot of people are buying right there, and smart money sold to them. That's why we see that big push down. So take it day by day. All this can change. There is a lot of relatively equal highs up in here. Not equal, but I think that retail would look at this as a resistance zone. So we could see a sweep of that. And again, it is the holiday week. So I don't know how expansive this is going to get, but that's just what I get looking at the daily chart. I look at this inbound or this order block. And also, too, you got to remember this massive pump after that order block, that's clear institutional involvement on this down candle. Smart money was buying on that down move. So if we're looking for mitigation, that's probably where it's going to happen. And then at that point, we need the 1 hour to start shifting bullish in order to look for new highs. Euro dollar, we tweeted about this too. I think it was lower or older, I should say. ETH I was wrong on. There's one I was wrong on. If you guys want to see something, because I'm not right all the time. We'll go look at ETH. It did not respect that zone. I haven't really been watching crypto too much this weekend or week, but I was wrong on that. Now, when we look at euro dollar, kind of can't see because it was the widescreen, but a daily order block was the draw that I was speaking about right there. And I was talking about how it agrees with DXY. Like I started off with DXY, that can be your barometer for your confidence level in TA of inverse assets. If you're very confident that DXY is going to be bullish, that can assist you in making your decision on what your bias is for pairs that are denominated by the dollar. So again, that helped with this. Obviously, we're drawing down. Where are we drawing down? I think into this order block on the daily at a minimum. Now, the weekly is very bullish on euro dollar. We got this market structure shift right here. Very bullish, in my opinion. And I think that as long as we can get a pushback down into this discount of this range right here, that impulsive move that caused the shift in structure, I think that the euro dollar has a chance to move up. And this is also why I'm looking at DXY as a potential reversal. Now, DXY gave us that shift down in the week as well. So, that weekly market structure shift, whenever we're talking about price ranges, if we have a massive range, if we have a massive range, I'm not saying just go ahead and just, load up the ports, but I mean, if we have a shift in a premium after the external liquidity has been taken, which it was taken months ago, then, usually I'm going to look for a return to discount pricing. So again, stepping stones, though. We're not trying to shoot for the fences or shoot for the stars and swing for the fences, I should say. So there's my analysis on DXY. The euro dollar, I think, is drawing down the order block. DXY is going to draw into this imbalance. Pound dollar, I like this weekly order block and this imbalance right here. Because this one is even clearer. Look, we're in a weekly imbalance and an order block on the weekly. So if you look, the beginning of this up move, that's an order block. And then we have this imbalance right here. We traded and filled completely, expansive move away from it. So I think this is some of the cleanest price action I've seen in a while in Forex, enough to where I added some more pairs to my chart, and I traded Forex for the first time in a while. I traded euro dollar last night. I ended up getting stopped at break even. I wanted it to go a little higher. I don't even think I charted or at least put a position to. I just kind of counted the pips. It was wait, no, too far. Yeah, actually, it was right here. So I traded it off of this area down here. Let's go to 1 minute. Traded it right here off of this shift in structure, and I traded just right off this imbalance. And I was targeting, let me go back to the 15-minute. So should have targeted a little lower. I did take some profits. I took half and then stops to break even. So it wasn't all bad. Where is it? Oh, yeah. I think I was targeting this imbalance because I wanted a Judah swing into it. Let's see where that's at. Yeah, I was targeting. Hold on, somebody's mic sounding crazy. Oh, it stopped. I don't know who that was, but if you muted it, thank you. I wanted to target way higher than I should have targeted here. I see that now, but I wanted that push back up. This was an optimal trade entry in the 15-minute, but price did not move back up there. It just moved to that first 5-minute imbalance. or no, 5 minute. Yeah, no, this right here. So, not the end of the world. Or wait, no, I was looking at the wrong thing. No, price did move to the 5 minute imbalance right here above these highs. That should have been my take profit. Got a little greedy there. I wanted it to move higher, but that was just I was looking at the 15 minute, not the 5 minute. But I took half at this level, and then it ended up turning around and stopping at a break even. Oh, another setup I want to talk about, which we tweeted about, was gold, and we've been talking about this a little bit. We have this. I'll go ahead and show you the weekly power of 3 that I see. So we have this imbalance right here, massive order block, and then also all of these equal lows got swept that had been holding up for a year and a half now, and we have these equal highs that are preserved. So when we're talking about the power of 3, we want to see accumulation within a range that exhausts traders. I think that's exactly what this range in gold did, because we had this, everybody was looking at a cup and handle, right? Everybody said this is going to be generational wealth, cup and handle, right? Well, guess what happened? I guess if you draw it a certain way, it might be. This is the retest. No, but this is your fake breakdown, I guess. But this is what everyone is looking at, and it never got to that target. Not even the first target. Really, I think that the cup and handle targets for most people is they measure from the base of the cup to the lowest part of the rim or something along those lines. So if that's the case, this is going to be kind of off, but you see it nowhere near whatever it was. So I think that this range did exactly what it was supposed to. It did exhaust traders, and it is imposing a false narrative when we push down into this manipulation. So when we talk about accumulation, manipulation, distribution, what we want to see is a sharp move out of the range and then a sharp move back into the range. And that is exactly what we have. And then we just apply regular technical analysis. I get a lot of questions like, how do you use power of 3? How do we execute off of it? And it's just really a narrative tool. The execution is your execution. Your narrative is kind of like how you navigate, and then your tools are still the same. You're still going to be out here in the field operating just the same. You just have a bias to work off of. So when I look at this, we have 2 ways to draw this impulsive range. On the weekly, it's what you see, but if on the daily, move it up to there, and we have this optimal trade entry. Now, if we're on the weekly, it's the first area that's also at an optimal trade entry if we're counting the 6-2. We have this imbalance and then this daily order block. So what I'm looking for in this zone is the 1 hour to switch bullish and or the daily to form a swing low. At that point, I damn near want to just buy physical gold, because if you look, let's just say if you were to long from here all the way up, that's already a massive, move forward, but it's a 4 hour for a pretty massive move. So I want to wait and let the 1 hour kind of give me some bullish direction. And then I will look to probably get some options on gold reliant stocks, and maybe even get a position trade going on maybe I don't know if I'm going to do in the funded just because of the swap fees. It's kind of pointless, but I'm definitely going to be a participant of this move if price action gives me what I want. So overall for gold, I want us to push down into this zone. That also goes along with the bias for DXY. So, and one of our traders here at Playbit, he made a good point. He's a Wyckoff trader, and he was talking about this being a selling climax and that this would be a target. I'm not really big on Wyckoff, but if you look, it lines up exactly where I want price to go. So more confluence there. I think this is a very good setup for a long-term trade. And also, if you look, historically, gold moves well whenever we're in times of unrest, which I think the world is in the definition of that. Another example of this we can look at was the oil monthly chart. So we're talking about accumulation, manipulation, distribution. We have this accumulation of orders. This is over from 2008, which was the massive housing market crash in the United States, and oil crashed extremely, right? And then we have this massive range. And then what's the biggest or the next big financial crisis? COVID. This was probably the biggest manipulation of our lives that we've seen as far as the financial markets go. And interest rates get cut off, money printers go on. Oil went to, this is Exxon, by the way. I'm sorry, not oil. It's moves with oil. Oil went negative during COVID, but Exxon, we see as obviously, an oil stock. I mean, I don't even explain that, but we've come down, had this manipulation phase, and if you look at this, it looks very similar to gold. So this is on a monthly chart. It is different as far as certain things, I guess, but if you look, we push up, come down to that imbalance, and to the fucking moon. And now, guess what happens with this massive expansion where if we're looking at it as a market maker buy on the weekly chart, where we had that second accumulation or second leg of distribution, that was the Ukraine war. Look at that. Leading up to it through January. Now, you can say, oh, that's just coincidence. Yeah, it's not coincidence. Right? So, a nice piece of study for accumulation, manipulation, distribution, and very, very similar to the gold chart. So those are some of the biggest setups I'm watching. We'll go into crypto. I got stopped on some longs on crypto. I don't think that it is ready yet. I longed originally off this order block. We got stopped out over here. Now, if the market does shift up here, we could have got stopped on it. That's one thing. When I got into this trade, I looked at it as, potentially happening because we have maybe an accumulation, manipulation, distribution schematic here. Oops, too far. We might see that, but I'm not seeing that sharp reaction yet to tell me that. Now, if we do get that, the targets that I had are still the same, which main one would be 18.7, which is this order block that if we look at the daily, or no, I'm sorry, not order block. There is an order block there, but the imbalance is what I have marked. If we look at the daily, it's the first in a premium. Now, one thing I will say though, when I look at this, we had this push down and then a big massive move up and then a second push down. So yes, this is one move on the daily, but if we go to a 4 hour or 1 hour, it's going to be two different moves. So if you do like that, it's actually at optimal trade entry. So if we do start to reverse, I think this is a great point to where if we hit that, then we would see overall lower, because I don't think this is necessarily the total bottom where we're at. I don't think that we're just going to get one push and that low is going to be the low forever. I think that would be far too easy. So if we do start to see, and also I know there's a lot of rumors going around about DCG and Genesis and another insolvency crisis. So again, I'm not really going off that, but keep that in mind. If that happens, boom, there goes another fucking 25%. So all stuff to be mindful of, not to be influenced by. But crypto, I don't think, unless it shows some strength very quickly, I don't think it's ready yet. Now, ETH, I had also drawn a similar schematic. Well, that was when I said I was wrong about. And you see we've pushed down. Now, I mean, theoretically, I guess we're still here at the bottom of the range. So, I mean, it's possible that it reverses here. It is still possible. I like this imbalance before. To give you a visual, it would have been something like this, and it pushed down, and we obviously it just didn't work out the way I wanted it to. So, yeah, I guess they theoretically could still reverse here, not showing the signs it wants to yet. Yeah, this right here, that tells me lower. That's a liquidity rate. False push up, expansion down. That tells me that we're drawing towards something. Now, that could be a refined level. Maybe there's a 15-minute order block down here. Doesn't really look like it. Could be the sell stops right here that we're putting, but I think it's probably going to be the lows. Who knows? Who knows? We'll see. So crypto, I'm kind of chilling on right now. We are in one trade. I'm not going to reveal it. You got to get in play bit to see the trades, but it is a short. We've been in it. So we did get stopped on a couple longs. So to be transparent, I got stopped on there was a lotto, which was like 0.1 R risk. That the Doge, that was just a complete lotto. But then EGLD, Bitcoin, and Link. So it's part of the game. It sucks, but we reduced risk before the dump. Said to go ahead and reduce risk. While one trade was in profit, one was at break even. The other one was in drawdown, and that was after doing my analysis on DXY. And then we entered a short as well. So not the craziest profit there, but definitely making the best of the situation we had at hand. And that happens sometimes. You can't let it get to you. And that's why we manage our risk. And then also, I usually am not one to manage trades differently than the plan, but if I see enough evidence that I think the markets are going to go down and I'm in longs, I'm definitely going to mitigate some risk while they're in profits or break even. That's just the way that I do it. I don't necessarily recommend that to newer traders because that leads to, over managing your trades and cutting winners early and then holding on to losers and changing your stop loss. But sometimes you just know. So let's look at Bitcoin overall. I'm going to delete some of this TA. I don't even care. Whatever. I just get so impulsive and I'm like, I want to keep my TA. And I'm like, no, fuck it. Delete it. So this fair value gap, Playboy has been talking about this as well. I like this zone. So if we're at a monthly level, then, the next chart I'm going to go to it is a weekly. So I think that, don't expect this to be an overnight thing. I mean, it could be. I'm not saying it won't, but, we could also see consolidation for weeks here. I mean, it's, I don't think that whenever crypto does bottom, it's going to be after everybody has completely said, fuck crypto, it's a scam. That is capitulation. That is whenever you're going to see that quote bottom that people are looking and praying and for. But, until we start to see signs to the upside, we talked about on stream, I think it was before the crash or like the day after. No, it was when it was crashing down. I was talking about how if we could hold this displacement to the upside, it was like right here. I was like, if we hold this, we're going to go up. And then the fucking FTX crisis completely destroyed that analysis. So as soon as that happened right there, that switches. That's how quick it can switch. If we go from displacement to the upside to displacement to the downside. So that shows the true narrative. And this big push up was just manipulation. So this is another accumulation, manipulation, distribution. There's a nice kindergartner drawing of it, but you guys get the point. That's pretty much my bias on everything for this week. That everything that I'm watching, down a little bit on stocks. Crypto, I think, is going to be more down, but it's also not really. This isn't like prime trading conditions. We had it good there for a week or two. We killed it while it was hot. We killed it on the way down. So don't go back there and force a lot of trades, and just be really picky and make sure you follow your system. But I think Forex is really heating up. So one thing that I think is really important in being a profitable trader, not at the end of the day or the end of the week, but at the end of the year, is understanding the cyclical nature of markets and following where the money is flowing. So I kind of was hands off of Forex for a little bit just due to all the crazy economic stuff. And we're still in that period. I'm not saying we're not. But before, to me, I just didn't like where the charts were at. I know there was good money there. People were making good money. I'm not saying try to make an excuse, say, oh, Forex was all bad. That's why I didn't trade it. I saw more opportunity in the stock market. And I am starting to see a lot of opportunity in the Forex market. So I'm going to shift my attention there. Just like we traded crypto during this week right here, these 2 weeks, we are going hard on crypto, right? Because there was opportunity there. And it's just whenever markets are showing energy, whenever we know there's large forces at play, that's where we want to go to. So you got to be nimble and don't get too, when you're learning, you should learn on one pair. But if you've been trading for a while and you're profitable, I think it's important to be aware of where the money's at. And indices are still great. I'm not saying I'm not trading indices. I am also watching indices, but I am starting to watch these major Forex pairs because they are showing heavy desire to move in certain directions. That's pretty much it from. Yeah, exactly. I'm not like super. I wasn't going to trade. It's funny. I said I'm only going to trade Tuesday and Wednesday, and then I traded Sunday night and Monday. But it was like it's so clean. But I think that this week with equities is going to be, like you said, not the greatest. Turkey Day. I'm not sure if we're leaving Wednesday night or I got to go down to my girlfriend's family and then come back up to my family. So I've got 2 Thanksgivings I got to do this week. And it's like a 7-hour round trip drive to go to where my girl's family is. So that'll be fun. How you doing worldwide? Just chilling, sipping some water. Fucking productive today. Woke up at like 5:30. Didn't look at my phone till like 8. I'm trying to get my sleep schedule back on point because I got a little lazy there trading indices. I was waking up at like 8:15, 8, which isn't bad, but like I know that when I wake up like super early and I don't look at my phone and I read my book and have my protein shake and just have that, you know what I mean? Like that nice rising. I just have like such a better day it's like I'm a superhuman compared to like when I don't do that. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. It's just so much like I don't know. It just sets the tone. I really want to get back to working out early. I've been working out late as shit at night, which is weird for me. I've never really liked doing that, but I've been going at like 10 at night and shit because like I said, I've been a lazy fucker and waking up like 30 minutes before it's time to trade. And also too, I know my performance is better for trading whenever I don't do that because like I think if no matter what, even if you get good sleep or for me, if I wake up, there's like a good 30 minutes to an hour and a half or so where I'm definitely groggy. And sometimes, you'll kind of make mistakes that you wouldn't normally make. You'll put yourself in positions you wouldn't be in if you're like staring at a chart and you're still rubbing the sleep from your eyes. So I think it's good to be like up. Like by the time by the time I was time to trade today, I'd literally been up, stretched, journaled, read, drank my coffee. You know what I mean? Like I just already like set a tone for the day. I've been reading Think or Grow Rich again. It's funny because you read books when you're younger, and then I read it again, and I'm like, damn, you didn't even fucking really read. Like, did you even read this? Like, I don't like. I'm like, what the fuck? I don't remember some of this stuff. Literally, bro. 100%. Like it's like you said. No, just like you said, books like that you have to do that with. Oh hell yeah, that's such. I mean, some of it's a little out there. Not. It's just out there. It's not even a little out there. It's just out there. But the moral of the story is a very good book. Some of the what chapter are you on, or are you towards the end, or have you got to like the alien part? That's that was a little. I was like, okay. It's like you could have left that part out there, dog. So that dude's been eating. I was like, I get his point of like what he's trying to explain, but I'm like, now you just to all the people that say that you're crazy, now they have very good reason to say you're crazy. I was like, but I think the moral of the story is trying to get across is good. You just have to like kind of ignore that. I was like, okay, bro. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's super good. It's just a good I don't know. My girl was like reading what's it called? I can't remember what she was reading a different book, and then I tried to read another one. I couldn't finish it. It was called the Quantum Revelation by Paul Levy. Um, it was like I don't know, bro. It was like he said I was surprised it had as many like people had bought it or had reviewed it on Amazon and shit. Because I even after I bought it, I didn't look at reviews. I bought it, I just got recommended, and then I like looked. I was like, damn, like this is like actually a popular book because I read it and I was like, there's no way this is a popular book. It's just like he says the same thing about. I don't know. I was like, holy fuck, bro. I'm a fast reader, bro. Like I am a fast. I like to think I am. Like I'll read shit. Like I can read a book in about a week, like a 300-page book. I'll read like 50 pages a day. But that's two reading sessions. But like that fucking book, bro. This is how I knew I had to put it down. I literally had read it for like 2 weeks and I was on page like 100. I was like, okay, bro, like this is not like I would read 20 pages. It would take me because it was a like a large book. Yeah, and I was like, I'd read the same thing like 4 times. I'm like, what the fuck did this dude just say? So I had to put it down. No, I haven't actually. I'm actually going to put that in my notes. Compound effect. Oh, yeah, no, that's massive, bro. Like honestly, that's how I used to get overwhelmed whenever it's like you have like a big project, like you'll have like so much to do and you just don't know where to start. It's like you just do a little bit and then a little bit more tomorrow, and eventually it's like you will, get much farther than you think if you just do a little bit better every day, learn a little bit more every day. It's like a port. If you get up 1 hour a day, like you're gonna be fucking printing before you know it. Like 1 hour a day for a month, like you just fucking made a shitload. Yeah, I think so. Playboy actually recommended that to me. I literally, yeah, I just had asked him if he, because I bought shit. It's funny, my like Amazon wish list because my mom and my girlfriend wanted like Christmas ideas, and like I was like, I don't know, and they've been asking me for like a month, and I'm just like, I don't fucking know. Like I don't know. Yeah, I literally went on there and I just started just ringing off books, bro. I've got like 30 books, and my mom and my girl were like, really? Like, there's nothing else? And I was like, I really like most of the shit I want is way more expensive than I would ever ask anybody to fucking buy for me. Like the shit I want, like a fucking a new PC. Like I'm not gonna fucking put that on it. Christmas. Yeah, exactly. I'm not gonna put that shit on there. So I just, but books are like the best gift you can give somebody, I think, or just shit that's like productive. Like I actually went ahead and bought a book that I haven't read, which I'm surprised. What's it called? Principles by Ray Dalio. And then yeah, it's like a huge book, bro. Like massive, massively popular. I was surprised I hadn't read it, but I bought that, and then I bought that the Silva mind control method or whatever it's called. Yeah, just right now. It's fucking instant. Oh hell yeah. Hell yeah. I got that, and then I put Atomic Habits was like one of the ones I put on my wish list. I've got such like a long list. I'm like overturning to my bookshelf. I don't know if it affects my voice, but oh yeah, no, I literally put them in order for what I'm gonna read. The next one is The Magic of Thinking, or the Thinking Big. I'm so blind I can't read the actual title, but it's like what is it? Something about the magic art of thinking big or some shit like that. It's a popular book too. And then I'm gonna reread the 48 Laws of Power and Mastery, and then the Disciplined Trader is actually pretty cool. Remember I was telling you about that guy? He like tweeted, the author. He like tweeted back. Yeah, I'm gonna try to work something out with him. I've been messaging him, but I mean I don't know if it'll work because obviously he's uh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. I mean, I don't blame him, because like I used to do one-on-ones for super cheap. And then I realized I was like, fuck, bro. Like, because Rob even told me, he was like, bro, you're doing that shit way too cheap. And like, it's like time. I always respect, like, if I hit somebody up, they say, yo, it's $1,000 per hour. I mean, I'm probably not gonna do it, but I'm like, I respect that because that's what you value your time at. I fuck with it. Like, um, a lot of the time it's like, how much money could you make in an hour of work or hour of trading or whatever? So it's like, I was doing shit for like a long time ago. It was like $50 an hour. And I was like doing a fuckload of them, bro. Like I did so many of them. And I was like, bro, like, fuck this. Like I'm like missing trades. I love doing it. But at the end of the day, I was like, fuck, that's just, yeah, dude. It's because I was doing them during market hours. Cause like, I like being done with work by like 5 or 6. For one, because I used to not do that. Like I used to just do like, because I'll sit there in my fucking computer chair as long as I will let myself and do shit. I enjoy doing shit, but like, then your girl gets mad at you. You don't spend time with nobody. You start neglecting other things. Yeah. Yeah. Your health starts fucking declining because you're bleaching your eyes with trading view charts and and sitting down for too long. So I just kind of make it a rule to myself to do shit before like 5 or 6. And I was trying to work them all in, and I would be like in a one-on-one at like 1 to 4, bro. I'd do like 4 in a row, which is exhausting for one. And second of all, like, you're just missing trades. I'm like, bro, I would have just made more than $50 off that trade. Yeah, exactly. And it's like, what the fuck am I doing? So I get it, but yeah, he had commented on that. Yeah, player, it was your tweet actually. I think he commented on it somewhere. It was a while back. That's what I tried to pitch. I try to pitch it like, hey, look, like, you can get your book in front of a lot of people who, if they like what you say, they're probably gonna buy your book. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to like put my salesman pants on and like get it done for free, but I don't think that's gonna happen. We'll see. Hopefully he's watching this. He's like, ha, I knew that was your fucking plan. No, but no. Where is it? I can't remember where. It's been a while. I have too many fucking notifications. Speaking of a podcast, since you said, I might as well announce it. I know that I put up a while ago that I was going to do a podcast and kind of just neglected it, but I am doing a podcast with Yarrow. I don't know. Some of you guys may know Yarrow. He is basically a trading psychologist guy, not psychologist, trading psychology guy. And he trades as well. He trades Forex. He does a lot of cool stuff. You guys check him out, but I'm going to do a podcast with him. It'll be out next Monday. So as you said, that was something I needed to, and he has his own podcast too. If you want to go check it out, it's pretty cool. It's on Elevate Yourself. His Twitter @ is right there. So for everybody in stream, but I'll be doing that. And then also I have some other guests lined up as well. I'll wait to announce them, but pretty cool stuff. And we'll be doing a podcast. I'll try to get out like 2 or 3 a month, maybe more at some point, but and then if anybody wants to do a podcast that does something to do with trading or just business in general, like entrepreneurship, just hit me up and see if we can get it worked out. Right. Robbie would be a good, definitely a good one. Yeah, for sure. Is that what, man, what is this? Coinbase and WooCommerce. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. So I just saw this in the Discord. Sorry, excuse me. So Coinbase and WooCommerce is kind of like Shopify, basically. So basically, a lot of e-commerce companies can now take payment from Coinbase. So that's pretty cool. I mean, it's not really gonna do anything. I think it's funny. Sometimes people will see this and they're like, "Dude, Bitcoin's gonna pump." It's like, why? Like, what the fuck about this would make Bitcoin pump? Like, I remember that was how it was. Like at the beginning of the bear market, there was all that news coming out. It was like Bitcoin integrated with this and that, or something like somebody's taking, it's like Colombia is now taking Bitcoin payments. Someone's like, oh, dude, this is so bullish. It's like, what about that would make Bitcoin bullish? Or like when people I remember like Gala and Epic Games, like you got to think of things from like a realistic standpoint. Like, yeah, you might get a pump and dump, but like, for instance, Gala pairing with Epic Games to have that one, I can't remember, it was like some cowboy battle royale game. They announced like, hey, like we're gonna have a partnership. Grit, this is what it was, right? So Epic Games Store, they put it on Epic Games Store. So everybody was like, Gala's gonna fucking moon. And I was like, but why though? Like, first of all, the only reason what this would actually do is, yes, it would make people buy it, but then they would immediately spend it back into the. So it's like, I mean, it would go into the ecosystem. It would stay, as far as people buying in-game NFTs and stuff. I get it, but I don't know. People, I think, sometimes think that things are going to be a much higher impact than they are. Sometimes I actually want to play some of these games, but I wonder how expensive this is, like, to get into. Like, yeah, it's like, bro, fuck no. I remember at the height, like this shit. I wanted to play this Spider Tanks. It's kind of like World of Tanks, just because this is something, and I would be like, this is pretty fun. And I remember it was like 8K to get started. Like, let's see, so 8,000. Oh, what the wait? What is why is it Black Friday? Wait, what? There's a literal Black Friday sale. 80% off. I mean, I'm guessing it's Black Friday because it was. How is that? Are you buying it? Because is this like the marketplace? Are you buying it from them or what? If this is buying it from the manufacturer, that's like they're gonna immediately dump that shit. I bet. So it ends in 8 hours. What the fuck? This item fulfills. So what's 8,000 Gala now? Not that much. $200. See, that's still expensive as fuck. I'm pissed off that the new Call of Duty is $10 more. Like, I'm such like a. It's funny. My girl like makes fun of me because I'll go spend money on certain things, and then like when they made the new Call of Duty set $69.99 instead of like $60, I was like, that's so crazy to me. I know that's $10. It's just a principle of the matter. Like, games are now about to be $70. Like, fuck you, Call of Duty. I'm not buying that shit. And for Call of Duty, like, I don't even know why people get excited about that game. It's like, yeah, let's play the same game we've been playing for 15 fucking years on new maps. Like, I swear to God, it's the same game every time. Yeah, I actually I like some games. I just don't like they take up too much time sometimes. Like, I don't let them like I can't. I'll sit there and just play them and shit. I try to do it like when I really have nothing to do. There's this one game I've been playing. It's pretty crazy. It's called Crusader Kings. It's like a strategy game. Like, basically you start out and you're in the. It's like the year is like 1066 when you start, and you pick a country, like any country in like medieval Europe, Asia, or Africa, and it's like it's realistic as fuck, bro. Like, you got to set the taxes. You got people trying to kill you. It's just like a strategy game, though, so it's all like menus. You're not like walking around or something. But it's fun as fuck. I was like, okay, this game, I feel like I'm like actually exercising my brain because it's hard as shit. But I still barely play it, to be honest. I played it like 3 or 4 times since I bought it like a couple weeks ago. But yeah, games I can't. I don't know, especially like Call of Duty. That shit is like, I mean, it's cool, I guess. Like, if I was at a friend's house or something, but overall, it's like, fuck, man. I can't sit there and I have friends that like they've been playing Warzone since it came out, like every day for like a couple hours. I'm like, you're really not tired of that shit. That's wild as fuck to me. Fuck no. And it's just like, even if it like I get bored of shit fast, bro. Like, if it's like leisurely shit, I get bored real fast. Like, it's gotta be changing up and like cool. Like, I can't sit there and just fucking watch this looks like it's gonna dump here. But I can't sit there and just I'd like this high to get swept one more time. Maybe not, maybe, but yeah, it's just fuck, bro. I can't like Fortnite, like I can't even play Fortnite anymore. First, I played it when it first came out, and it was kind of fun, but like, holy shit, that shit's it's yeah, right. Oh yeah, hell yeah. I fucked up on that like twice, bro. I did Rosetta Stone, and like, I mean, I actually know a decent like I had a lot of Spanish speaking friends for a while, and I can speak generals. Like I could get my point across, but like I can't speak like you could very immediately know like, hey, this guy does not speak, you know, he does not speak Spanish. Yeah. This great game actually looks like okay, like it looks like a real game. Like this is why I like Gala for like crypto games because like I was like, you know, it's not just like an obvious Ponzi, like Wax, like every game on that shit. I mean, I was into them. You guys that have been following me for a while know that I used to fuck around with like the Farmer's World and what was the other one? It was like some fucking alien game. But I used to fuck around on those, and I made a pretty decent amount. So Farmer's World, I got completely annihilated, but it was all play money anyway. It was like $1,000, but still, like I got fucked on. I bought a chainsaw for $1,000, and then I look back and I was like, damn, like you really did that. You really, really fucking bought like a digital trading card for $1,000, and then that's why I wasn't even really mad when it went to like. I wonder. Let's just see what farmers fucking. What was the fucking the exchange? Fuck. It's on Wax or it's on EOS. The exchange. I can't even remember any. Oh, Alcor. That's what it was. I wonder if Alcor is even still a thing. Or was it Alcor? Yeah, it is. What about FTT or not F? Actually, not FTT. It's probably they're probably in the same boat as FTT. Let's see. I'm just curious. It's just not even here anymore. Alien Worlds looks like it's still alive somewhat. Oh no, actually, no. God, the volume is down so much. Is Farmers World Wood. Literal rug pull at this point. 24 hours with 800 volume. There's people that literally, but there's people that had this shit like the Farmers World Discord. I got banned from it because it was like for literally just like saying it was a rug pull. I was like, guys, like just like word of advice, like this is a rug pull. Like I hope you guys know, like because there's people in there like literally like, oh, it's coming back. Like people had bought shit down here, bro. There's wallets you can go look at. Like they were posting them in there. There people had like basically thrown in like $1,000 and were up like $800,000 off of an NFT game and didn't sell anything. Imagine like thinking that for the rest of your life. Like you just know that you had the chance to like literally be financially free and you completely now you have digital trading cards. But yeah, this shit fucking died, bro. Like look at the percent gain. Like this probably doesn't even do it justice for how crazy it actually is. 14,000 and this was from August to November of 2021. It's like 3 months and we're like 15,000%, bro. That imagine like just imagine that. Just imagine fucking never sold like that just I can't compute that. Like that's worse than the people who never sold their Bored Apes, in my opinion. I mean, financially and in my opinion. I saw where Justin Bieber bought a Bored Ape for like $1 million, and now it's worth like 70K. He bought it like at the absolute top. Right? It's actually been a nice little opportunity. I'm down right here. This little sweep back up into premium of this range. I don't know if that'd been really good risk to reward, but actually, I can't say I would even taken that. There wasn't really a shift here. Usually, if you see that 15-minute, you'll see like kind of like one thing that remember we all used to trade fucking ABCD patterns. One thing I've noticed, bro, and this is where it comes in where like a lot of strategies are the same, bro. A lot of the fucking setups we play, like as far as like the market structure shifts, are ABCD patterns. A lot of them, like on like a 15-minute or a 5-minute. Yeah, but it hit me, and I was like, holy shit! Like this is like a lot of setups, bro, are ABCD patterns. Like, I mean, I don't know if I can find one off rip. Let's see if I can. I bet there's probably one right here. Oil is one. Here we go to oil. Oh, why does this look so ugly? Oil followed our analysis fucking on point. This is a perfect example of the liquidity curve. Literally, bro. What it really is it spawns from like there is differing criteria in each one. And this is like what I try to tell people, that because a lot of people, probably a lot of people listening to this, especially on YouTube, just started trading smart money with like ICT 2022. And you'll find out in time, whether you want to admit it or not or accept it or not, that while there are a lot of differences, and I think that smart money is a little bit more precise than other strategies at a lot of times, but a lot of times when your TA is right, it wasn't like smart money concepts was the only way to find that TA. Like for instance, like Hunter just pointed out, like this was probably a multitude, massive Head and Shoulders, if we want to look at it like that. And ICT actually does talk about Head and Shoulders. God, you can tell I haven't used this tool in a long time. And this is kind of like it's actually pretty cool. Yeah, it's but like this, like Head and Shoulders, like, oh, break of the neckline. I mean, I guess if you shorted the break of the neckline, you probably got ransacked, to be honest. But well, depending on where you drew the neckline, I guess. Actually, I could be drawing it wrong. But maybe I should. This is probably where I'm fucking up. There we go. But a lot of times the executions are different, the idea is slightly different, but the narrative is the same. That's where they all meet. Is like, if the TA is right, it's just right. You know what I'm saying? Like there's probably 30 different ways to have called the drop. Harmonics with SMC a lot of times is fucking crazy how much it lines up. Yeah, like that one right here, the bearish bat, or I guess would this be a bat or a? Trying to, yeah, I did first. No, this would be a, well, I don't know. It would be a, well, because the Gartley, I think you have to have a 618 B point. God, that's crazy. How I forgot that. I'm pretty sure Gartley is a 618 B point, and then a butterfly is a 786, and a bat is a 382 to a 5.5. Actually, I know that. That is right. I act like I don't remember. I definitely do. Yeah. So, technically, where I would play this wouldn't be a. Well, actually, the D point's not at the end either. So there probably would be if you move that D point up. So let me see. What is it on the daily, right? So it'd be on ES, or is it on? Oh, it is. You're right. You're right. So that would be. Why am I acting like it's in my hot cools? Hold on. So that would be. This would actually have to be a shark, I think, because the or no, this would be right. This would be a bat. It'd almost be a bat. So for me, the way I used to play them, it would have to be like an 8.5 to be a bat, because I play a 3% error rate. So like the 886 is what you're looking for. So you really look for like something like that, which would be 4,100. But in order to get the like, it depends what your error rate is. You don't ever get perfect shit. So like this B point for a bearish bat would be anywhere from 382 to 0.5. So that checks. This checks. And then this also checks past 168, or 1618. But this is where the error point always comes in, because all these are ranges. And then the D point, well, the B point for a Gartley and for a butterfly is a fine point, but for sharks, crabs, bats, deep crabs, all that stuff, they are a range for where the B point retracement is. And then D point is always a fixed number for everything except a shark. So this, you could play basically an error rate. So everybody's different with harmonics. They'd say, oh, well, I play a 3%, cushion, or I play a 10%. I played 3, but if you did 10%, this would be a bat. Everything's fucking a bearish bat then. Yeah, every fucking thing. That, because like those harmonic indicators, I remember when there was that one dude. He actually, I get notifications. Lonesome the Blue. I'll give him a little shout out on stream. He made like a smart money thing. I don't want to go my DMs with him and post him like that. Or maybe he did. Hold on. I don't want to post him, but it's gonna post him. Wait, no. Or maybe he didn't make a smart money one. I might be tripping. I don't know why I thought he did. Wait, streams. You can do streams on TradingView? What? I'll watch. I'm not gonna degen anymore. It's showing some displacement. It's about there or here. Oh, I forgot about Aussie dollar. That was like the one I put a lot of other majors on. That was another one when I was trading Forex, Aussie dollar, I used to trade weird pairs. I used to trade like Euro JPY and shit, bro. That one. Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. What about GJ? I bet GJ moves so crazy, bro. That shit is crazy. 20 days and stuff. Yeah. That's why you do it though, bro. Like if you want to make this shit like super methodical and like machine learnable, that's why you do it. Honestly, Aussie dollar soon is gonna look like some fat longs. I mean, it might come a little. I would look at this order block. I mean, if I take a fib, because I like the optimal trade entry or just the discount of this imbalance, really. So I see a little more downside, but long soon. Like if it comes back down there, well, I don't know actually. The weekly is a little sus. I'd want the daily to like form a nice swing low in there and really show some displacement to the upside. And then I would just be target. Wait, I put sell side at the top. I got the bottom right. Wait, no. Hold on. The reason I'm putting buy side and sell side for those who are wondering, there's going to be somebody who's going to be like, oh, that's not the fucking. I understand it's not the external structure. I'm just more local. 1 hour time frame. That's going to be our external structure. But yeah, 20-day. It's going to be in a premium probably. The IPTA levels are super fire. Like I just use 20 because I just be day trading. Sometimes I'll look at other ones, but like what is this? It's gonna be this candle right here. So it'd be that would be your 20-day. The way that I do it, this is what ICT like. This makes it really easy. So if you put a box, like if I just did this, and then I can like basically here's my 20 or wait, move it over. So I do this. So then every day I can just do this. Move it over one. So I know what range I'm in because it changes every day. So you could do this. And then what I would do is visual order, or not visual order, I'm sorry, object tree, and then rename it 20-day. You can do 20-day, 40-day. And then that way you have like, you can just go boom, hide it. And then whenever you want to look, if you're okay, bam, there you go. So it's a 20-day wide box. That's what ICT did on I think it's like month. I don't even know, honestly. It's one of the later months, but I was like, wow, that's fucking. It's way after he teaches it too, and I was like, you could have said that a long time ago. I just use the 20, but I just basically all I do with it is like OTE or let's see where OT would be this low. I do OTE and then just discount premium. So OT is still this order block. So I really like that. That's 6.5. Holy fuck. This shit is so. Is it really? I wonder if this one offers. Doing a 1 hour, be clear, probably. There we go. Yep. Look at that. Like literally, volume just falls off the face of the fucking earth right there. So yeah, that's another thing that works with smart money really well is volume profiles. I like the fixed ones better than the one on the indicator, but just because it's more precise. And you can make that one precise. You just got to move what's on your screen. But yeah, I like that level. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Yeah. So like on NQ this morning, I'm way back. Where am I at? Hold on. I'm too far. I moved way fucking back. Okay, so here, I was like, where the fuck's my TA? So here, like if I'm gonna put because my trade, I didn't plot it, but it was I'm just gonna kind of do it. My trade, so if I'm gonna use this candle as my stop loss and I'm gonna use this fair value gap, I'm just gonna go in the 1 minute. Most time I'm marketing, but if I'm setting a limit, I'm gonna go in the 1 minute. I'm just gonna look at the same candle formation and then like this candle, whatever the level is on my broker, because it's always way fucking different. So yeah, always do that because you'll get that'd be a sad day. But yeah, for sure. But you always like just whatever your like Algo said, whatever your TA is, you just go on the chart and then use that same TA. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Also, let me look up. I just now looked at YouTube. This is forever ago, MC. If you're still in here, hopefully I can't see on the YouTube. But said, can you map out how I see DXY daily structure? I had the lows from September 13th marked as the low that put in the high. Curious on your thought process. So for DXY on the daily, so the low on the low from September 13th. Okay, so right there. Yeah. So for me, I have this as my external structure because this is more where it gets a little discretionary, but this is where I see the massive move originating from. And then this to me, 4 days of downside. Yes, we did take the high over here. So you could say, we took the high, we made it like that's how a lot of stuff's going to teach you. I'm looking at trying to look at like institutional structure. So where is the big displacement coming from, right? Like I see displacement here and I see it here. Like this to me, that's not displacement. That's, first of all, there's an opening gap in that. So I don't even want to count that. You have a Sunday night price. It's just not really what I would want to see. Like that's not a retracement. That's not a pullback. So the thought process there is for me, I just, I kind of do it by my eye. I don't have some people have a specific amount of pips or dollars or percent that they want to see for a pullback. I'm not that mechanical with it. That's really cool if you do that. I just kind of do it by feel. So if I'm looking at this, all these other retracements, like this is a retracement, right? There's a big displacement followed by consolidation, more down, another displacement. That's a retracement, oops. This to me, that's not a retracement, that little move. That's how I do it. So I would draw this as the external structure. I mean, you can kind of see that it's reacting pretty nicely. Now, okay, that weekly order block. If you look at the weekly, a lot of times too, this will help you. And again, it's not an impulse swing. This is just, the impulse swing is the most recent move which is going to be that right there. That's where we have the weekly impulse move. Then you can go ahead and move it down again for the daily. And impulse moves are more like dealing ranges. That's more like what you are in right now. You know what I mean? Like, what is the narrative right now? So for us, most of you guys listening are probably day traders. That's what you want to be focusing on, is like the right now. Now, if you're like trying to give like a forecast or trying to figure out the long term and you're maybe trying to invest, then it's a different story. But if you're trying to use it for bias for your weekly and daily candle, you're most of the time going to be using the dealing ranges in context of the external ranges. You always have to know where you're at, but for immediate bias, there's more to it. I like Aussie dollar though down, and that's a right at the 705 too, like right on it for that daily order block. And the imbalance fulfill, of course, in the wake of the order block. So I really like that. And we've moved off this order block on the daily up here. All right, push down. So we also had a low resistance run on liquidity there. Seems like, yeah. So you see we came up and took that liquidity right from this range into the order block, and then we failed. We just put in that lower high. That's going to get ran at some point. So that buy side would be a nice target if the 1 hour starts to show desire here to go up. That'd be basically a 1 hour shift in structure. So like what you see right here, basically, we'd want to see that right. We'd want to see something like this occur in that order block. We want to see this kind of price action, the desire to move higher. On that note, guys, I'm going to hop off here. We went pretty long today. It's like an hour and 20 minutes. Well, somebody asked, let me answer these questions before I hop off. Today I got stopped out on Bitcoin because I thought a sell side liquidity raid would have happened before new lows. I think you meant to say buy side. If you're talking about the highs, if you thought it was going to raid highs before new lows. So any tips on how to be better at establishing daily bias? If you get in the Discord, I have a whole private class on daily bias, but really to get better at it, you can learn the daily power of 3, which I have a video on as well in the Discord. But basically, when I'm looking at DXY, so like how I get my bias, if I see the most recent dealing range, we're in a discount of the external range. We're in a discount of the 20-day range. We're in a discount of the dealing range. Prices form a swing low. Then I'm going to look for premium pricing. It's really that simple. Daily bias gets way overcomplicated, and it is one of those things where it's discretionary. You kind of get a feel for it, but it's really just ask yourself, what kind of liquidity is recently taken? Where are we at in the external range? Where are we at in the immediate impulsive swing? The most recent high and the most recent low, and what is in a premium or a discount? That's literally, and once you get to those targets, that's where it gets a little fickle. So like, for instance, if price gets up here into this imbalance and starts consolidating, that's where you start getting those lower probability conditions. And you have to wait for displacement down or displacement up to tell you the next move. Bitcoin at 9K by January. Hell, it's at this rate. Would be surprised. Thoughts on Ape? There's probably another setup. I was wrong. I didn't trade off this, but I wanted. Oh wow, never mind. Probably just is the one that. Oh, it didn't even go to my target. Yeah, I don't know about this. I wanted this to go down lower. That's crazy. Ape fucking pumped. Is there something going on? Maybe, I don't know. But I thought I was going to go down to this imbalance and then move up. Did not. So with this, let me just go ahead and I'm just going to trash the TA high before I go to the daily chart, because I know that we took a lot of liquidity here. Like it's like all-time lows type thing. So, once we take this old low, form that swing low here, and this is actually one of the better charts in crypto, to be honest. We have this imbalance right here. Order block right there. Beginning of this order block. Probably more visible on a weekly, but I'm just going to mark that. It's right at the beginning of optimal trade entry as well. And we've got a breaker right there. So I like that level, that 4225. I mean, that's a big jump. but doesn't look bad, to be quite honest. Like, hey, this looks better than um most charts. So yeah, we got that shift there, came back down, found demand in here, took those lows. Looks like, did it take these lows? Yeah, this actually doesn't look bad. It really doesn't. I would like a push down in the order block. I mean, it's not the most efficient price action. Oh, did it tap it? Oh, I did tap the wick. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Ape looks like it wants higher. To be honest, it looks like a nice push up into the daily imbalance. But I'm not probably gonna make any moves on this one. But overall, I mean, it looks like it wants higher. But on that note, guys, I'm gonna hop off here. I appreciate you all coming through. I'll be streaming tomorrow and probably Wednesday. It should be on Wednesday. I'm not 100% sure what time stuff as far as Wednesday goes. Tomorrow will be at noon. And then Thursday and Friday, I will not be around due to the holiday we have here in the States. So stay safe out there. Be aware that this week's going to be kind of choppy due to the holiday. Banks will be closed on Thursday. I don't know if they're closed on Friday or not. I don't think they are. Banks in many states will be open. So it's not a federal bank holiday on Friday. So apparently some states it is. I don't know. So again, this week's just going to be kind of choppy and fickle due to the holiday. So stay safe out there. Don't break your rules. Don't get too trigger happy. And I wouldn't be swinging for the fences this week. But I will see the rest of you guys tomorrow. Again, thank you for coming through. Peace.